Why do humans fear the dark even as adults? Have you ever wondered why you still feel uneasy when stepping into a dark room or get goosebumps when walking alone at night? Even as adults, many people cannot completely eliminate their fear of darkness. This is not simply due to the absence of light but also involves psychology, biology, and human evolution. 1. Can the fear of darkness be encoded in DNA? A 2021 study from the University of Geneva suggests that the fear of darkness may be stored in epigenetic memory. Experiments on mice have shown that those with ancestors who were exposed to dangers in the dark exhibited stronger reactions to low-light environments, even if they had never personally experienced danger. This raises the question, could human fear of darkness have been programmed over thousands of years? A 2012 study from the University of Oxford found that humans tend to exaggerate dangers in darkness due to evolutionary survival responses. The brain activates the amygdala, the center for processing fear emotions, causing tension even when no real danger is present. This mechanism helped our ancestors stay away from threats in nature. Over millions of years of evolution, humans have developed the ability to detect danger even in low-light conditions. Our ancestors lived in the wild, where predators like tigers, leopards, and venomous snakes lurked in the darkness. Those who were highly alert to darkness had a higher chance of survival, passing these genes on to future generations. Even today, despite no longer facing wild animals, the brain retains this defensive instinct. In darkness, the brain activates the danger alert system, increasing heart rate, dilating pupils, and making the body tense to prepare for the fight or flight response. 2. The brain imagines danger when it cannot see. According to a 2015 study from the University of Toronto, when light diminishes, the visual cortex does not receive enough information, forcing the brain to use imagination to fill in the gaps. This can lead to auditory or visual hallucinations, making us believe that something is lurking in the dark. Humans rely heavily on vision to perceive the world. When light disappears, the brain loses most of its sensory input and starts creating images to compensate. This is why, in darkness, we may irrationally believe that someone is watching us or hear eerie, unexplained noises. A study from the University of Toronto found that the brain becomes more sensitive to small sounds in the dark, making us more likely to assume there is an imminent threat. This explains why, when alone in the dark, we might hear footsteps even though no one is there. 3. Children fear darkness instinctively, while adults fear it due to experience. Children fear darkness as an instinct. This is a stage where the brain is learning to differentiate between reality and imagination. When a child sees a dark corner in a room, their brain might paint the image of a monster hiding there. Adults fear darkness due to memories and personal experiences. As we grow up, fear no longer stems from imaginary monsters but from real-life experiences, such as getting lost in the woods, facing danger at night, or watching horror films that leave a lasting psychological impact. 4. Can darkness activate special brain abilities? In low-light conditions, the brain does not just become more sensitive to danger signals, it can also enhance other senses. A 2020 study from Harvard University discovered that when people live in darkness for extended periods, the auditory cortex develops significantly, improving hearing ability. This may explain why sounds seem clearer in the dark and why blind individuals are better at spatial navigation through sound. A 2018 study from the Max Planck Institute for Neuroscience found that darkness increases the activity of the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, leading to higher cortisol levels, which induce anxiety. Simultaneously, the decrease in dopamine, a neurotransmitter linked to happiness, makes people more prone to negative thoughts. Research shows that the body produces more cortisol, the stress hormone, at night, making us feel anxious and more sensitive to surrounding stimuli. At the same time, melatonin, the hormone that helps us relax and sleep, is also released, creating a conflict between drowsiness and heightened alertness. This internal battle can make the brain more reactive in darkness. 5. The influence of horror movies and culture. A 2017 study from the University of London found that individuals who frequently watch horror movies react more intensely to darkness. When exposed to dark environments, their amygdala, the fear-processing region of the brain, shows higher activity compared to those who rarely watch horror films. This demonstrates a link between media exposure and real-life fear responses. It is undeniable that horror films, scary stories, and cultural beliefs have played a significant role in fostering humanity's fear of the dark. Horror movies often use darkness as a suspenseful element, exploiting our primitive fear of the unknown. A University of London study found that frequent horror movie watchers tend to fear darkness more than those who rarely consume such content. 6. Can the brain be reprogrammed to stop fearing darkness? Scientists at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology have experimented with a method called neuroplasticity conditioning, which helps the brain gradually relearn that darkness is not dangerous. By associating darkness with positive experiences such as relaxing music or pleasant scents, the brain can create new neural pathways, reducing fear responses. Training the brain through sleep. Some studies have tested the idea of playing positive sounds while subjects sleep, helping the brain gradually change its perception of darkness. Using virtual reality therapy. Some trials have incorporated VR to simulate dark but safe environments, allowing individuals with nyctophobia fear of darkness to gradually adapt to dim conditions before applying it to real life. Stimulating the vagus nerve. Research suggests that mild stimulation of the vagus nerve can help reduce anxiety and panic when in darkness. If you want to overcome your fear of darkness, try some of the following methods. Scientific methods to reduce fear of darkness. Gradual exposure therapy. According to the American Psychological Association, slowly reducing light levels instead of turning them off suddenly can help the brain adapt. Relaxation and breath control techniques. A 2019 study from Stanford University found that the 4-7-8 breathing technique, inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, exhale for 8 seconds, can activate the parasympathetic nervous system, reducing stress and fear. Cognitive behavioral therapy. A 2021 Harvard study showed that cognitive behavioral therapy can help restructure negative thoughts about darkness, gradually decreasing fear over time. Creating a safe sleep environment. Using soft nightlights or white noise machines can reduce feelings of isolation and improve sleep quality. Limiting exposure to fear-inducing content. Avoiding horror movies or ghost stories before bed can prevent subconscious reinforcement of fear. Positive visualization techniques. Instead of viewing darkness as something frightening, imagine it as a peaceful and safe space, helping the brain alter its response to dim environments. Conclusion. The fear of darkness is not a sign of weakness but a natural survival mechanism of humans. Although we no longer face the same dangers as our ancestors, the brain retains its instinctive vigilance toward the dark. By understanding the origins of this fear, you can learn to control it and feel safer even when the lights go out. Have you ever been afraid of the dark? What have you done to overcome it? Share your thoughts.